This is a demo for our electric pump pressure calibrator EPC600. It is able to generate vacuum minus 0.9 to 70 bar. We are using it to calibrate analog pressure test gauge with a range from 0 to 150 psi. If we link it up with a computer via RS-232 port, we are able to use our EPC600 EasyCalWare. This EPC600 EasyCalWare is able to generate certificate and save it in Excel or PDF. We simply need to key in the tag name, manufacturer, model number, serial number, unit, range, accuracy, and cal points of the gauge that we wanted to calibrate. After all this information is being keyed in, we simply click on Next. Next, we are able to verify all the data that will be presented in the Excel or in the PDF in a short while. Next, we are able to show all the cal points 0, 50, 100, 150, then the descendings. The acceptance limits are automatically calculated based on 1% of the full span of 150 psi. Now we start with the first calibration point of 0 psi. We will focus on the analog gauge 0, 50, 100 and 150. At each point we will simply tap enter. Now 0 psi. Next, we need to generate pressure up to 50 psi. Simply press on pressure and start. Now we simply need to focus on the test gauge. At 50 we will stop the pump. At 50 psi, once the pump is stopped, we hit on enter. The next point is 100 psi. (100 psi), enter. Next point, 150 psi. At any point of time, if the pump is stopped, you can also use our fine regulator to fine adjust the pressure. 150 and enter. Now we will do the descendings. Next point is 100 psi. We will use the vent valve. Simply, it's a needle valve. Simply tap a little bit and release the pressure. The pressure can be controlled very fine, or we can increase a little bit with more flow. At 100, we will close the valve and press enter. 50. We can also use the fine regulator to regulate the pressure if necessary. Enter and then. When the needle reaches 0 again, enter. Once the cal is completed, it uses a reverse engineering method and calculate backwards with a given error. It will show you the status pass or fail, which will be exported to the report. We will show and save the report. The calibration report is presented with the UUT information, the reference, which is our master EPC600, the validity date of the calibration cert, which uses the system clock, and the test data with the number of points that we have just calibrated. We are able to export this document in Excel or PDF as per the customer reference. Let's export to Excel and save it to a location. Once saved, the calibration is completed. Thank you. Goodbye.